Hello and welcome to another video by yours truly, Diagnostik80. As I navigate my way around another top 10 minefield, this time looking at my most wanted Transformers Masterpiece redecos that haven't actually happened already for some insane reason. Let's get right on with it then, starting at number 4. I'm kidding, of course we are starting at number 10. At number 10, we have Black Death Starscream. Yeah, really bubbly name, right? At this end of the list, it is most likely that you will find a few redecos that I really want, but at the same time, it has been so long in coming now that I can't imagine it happening at all. That, or the tooling has become dated and lacks the interest it had way back when it first appeared. With that said, I'm looking at the Seeker mold first because there are a ton of redecos that can still be done here. So what's the deal with this version of Starscream, I hear you ask? Well, some time ago this hand-painted mock-up with two pieces of different accompanying artwork appeared from an ex-Hasbro employee for sale on eBay. It is referred to as Black Death Starscream due to those exact words showing up on the nose cone of this piece. The two pieces of artwork that came with the figure depicted a recolor of the original G2 Starscream art, with the second one having all sorts of added bonuses and alterations. It is this altered version that is accepted as the piece that actually goes with this mock-up, although not 100% confirmed. In 2012 it was revealed that production on this particular figure made it further along than most people realised, when a test shot emerged on the Chinese auction website Taobao. It wasn't necessarily expected to be a version of Starscream either, and could quite easily have been another character altogether. In terms of wanting this as a masterpiece redeco, it's very niche, and also very similar to Skywarp anyway, so I can live without it, but still, Black Death please. As an honourable mention, I would like to put another Starscream find here that popped up on eBay in 2007 and known to the fandom as Jungle Attack Starscream. I think the green camo would actually make for a more interesting aesthetic than the Black Death version, but, well, Black Death. At number 9, and sticking with the Seeker mold, we have Desert Ramjet, or G2 Sandstorm as he is known. In similar fashion to the Black Death Starscream situation, he was intended for release in the G2 line, and even got a test shot made up. It's clearer that this particular figure was going to be a new character, as we have seen artwork that accompanies the toy with the name Sandstorm attached. I would love to see this deco on the Ramjet Masterpiece mold, as it is so different from the original, and could also give us a new character that hasn't seen the light of day anywhere else. Plus it's so obscure I'm getting an erection just thinking about it. Another honourable mention here would be the navy blue repaint of G2 Ramjet that appeared in 2000 on a Whiz Bang Toys auction. Cute, but just doesn't tick the same boxes as a Sandstorm would. Number 8, and we have an absolute beauty of a deco, a G2 Sideswipe yellow and turquoise mock-up. I mean, damn, this thing is beautiful. Found and photographed by Transformers Rarities hunter Maz Shasafdari, this figure could have had an even more insane colour scheme if this concept art for a G2 Mirage figure found at the same time is anything to go by. By the way, as soon as we get Mirage, I will be wanting this deco, no doubt. Either way, I need this paint scheme hard. An honourable mention for deep cover here too. Now this guy got an eHobby release in 2003 and was based off a Diaclone deco of this original mould that became Sideswipe in 1984. Now we already got a G2 Sideswipe in a black deco not too long ago, so I understand why they didn't do this one as well, but still I want him. Plus he would make a great addition to the Transformers Police Squad, currently consisting of Prowl and Clampdown. In fact the Transformers Emergency Service team is huge, with Ratchet, Inferno, Artfire, Red Alert, Twice, and the cops. Ain't nothing going down when this lot are in the house. Except maybe the house. At number 7, and one of two Beast Wars redecos in the list, Burning Convoy Optimus Primal. Now there have been so many beautiful Primal decos over the years, but for some odd reason I've always been drawn to this ridiculously bright version of the Beast Wars top dog. Gorilla. When news broke of a legendary leader version of the first masterpiece Beast Wars Convoy, which is amazing by the way, I was really excited for some sort of insane deco homage and crossed my fingers hard for it to be this mental lollipop version. Imagine my bitter disappointment when we got this. I mean, he's cool and I feel bad for dissing him, because had my expectations not been aimed at some of the more rainbow-esque designs, I would have been really stoked. Ah well, hopefully they will release another Primal down the road that is so drastically different it will feel worth it, and in all honesty, I would go bonkers for any of the more out there decos, especially this Burning Ring of Fire Convoy right here. Number 6, and I can understand why this hasn't been done yet because they only released the original a month or so ago, Red Sunstreaker. I will be going into much more detail with old Sunny here in my next review video, but I wanted to put this version in here just so I have covered my bases. I actually think we will get the red version of this mould released at some stage down the line, whereas some of the others on this list will never see the light of day. Now this is simply his original Diaclone deco from before the Transformers were created, and that led to all sorts of confusion with the original versions of both Sideswipe and Streak of getting their bios mixed up, but all will be explained in my next vid, so just wait for that. Another honourable mention goes to the Diaclone Police deco version of him as well, and yet another member of the largest emergency services Cybertron has ever seen. Halfway there now, number 5 sees the second member of the Beast Wars franchise in the mix, and it goes to Tigertron, a character that joined the show in episode 7 of the first season, titled Fallen Comrades, and one that received a toy in the form of a redeco of Cheetor, so it goes without saying that this is a pretty doable option. That said, it has been revealed very recently that Shadow Panther will be getting a release as a black version of Masterpiece Cheetus, aka Cheetor, and that Tigertron could benefit from a slight retool to separate him from these two releases. Whatever happens, Tigertron would be an awesome addition to the Beast Wars masterpieces. Honourable mention, sort of, for 2003's Universe Night Prowler that was never released, and that's about all you need to know about him. Number 4, and it's the little fella Steeljaw. In the last set of tapes released by Takara Tomy, we got a brand new mould in the shape of Night Stalker. See my previous video of the Cassette Bot vs Cassettron tapes for all the history there. The creation of this rather obscure character had many people speculating, rightly, that we must be getting Steeljaw at some stage later on and thusly Blaster in the Masterpiece form. If this is correct, which it bloody well is, then that makes this option quite high on the definitely going to happen list. The beauty part is that with Blaster comes Twincast and a crapload more tapes and of course tape redecos. Sign me up for all of that, please. Finally, Soundwave and Sound Blaster will have somebody to listen to 80s music with, I mean, battle to the death. Number 3, and now it's getting interesting. Tiger Grimlock. Yeah, simple really this one. Art surface from a collection belonging to a former Hasbro employee alongside recoloured art of Swoop and Sludge. The art for Grimlock shows what would have been an intended 4th version of the character in the G2 lineup in a striking yellow and teal deco, as well as teal stripes on the legs that give him his fan-appointed nickname Tiger Grimlock. I would give almost anything to have Grimo in this colour scheme, and a full release of Dinobots in the Masterpiece scale along with redecos of them in these awesome colours. I would half expect them to redesign Grimlock first, but we shall see. There are so many other priorities for new builds in this line currently. Number 2, and we have the inclusion of a character that appeared in the G1 cartoon early on. Yes, it's Hauler. It's Hauler. Now in the G1 cartoon, in a scene that clearly shows Grapple, he is referred to as Hauler by name. Hauler! Hauler! That name never surfaces again, and Grapple is Grapple from then on. Road Hauler was released as an eHobby exclusive in 2003 and was retconned as a former Constructicon that defected to the Autobots before they left for Earth in the Ark, presumably due to the extra Constructicons kicking about during the episode 5 Faces of Darkness Part 4 seen here. That is why he's green all of a sudden, and why I want a green version of Grapple, Green Apple Snapple, made so we can have our Masterpiece Hauler and all can be right with the world again. Before we get to my number 1 most wanted Masterpiece repaint, let's have a quick rundown of what we've seen so far. Holler! Holler! Don't mention the plague, it's Black Death Starscream at number 10. Is that Sand in my Thundercrackers? Desert Ramjet or Sandstorm at number 9. I can't quite make out number 8 because he's so subdued. Oh wait, it's G2 Sideswipe in yellow and teal. Brighter than Stephen Hawking riding an exploding star, it's Beast Wars Burning Convoy at 7. It's more than likely going to happen at number 6, Identity Theft Red Sunstreaker. Mixing animals with 80s movies, Beast Wars Tigertron at number 5. Wishful thinking at number 4, surely a repaint for Steeljaw will bring us Blaster, right? Right. At number 3, yet another member for Tiger Force, G2 Tiger Grimlock. It's Green Grapple or retcon Dishonoured Constructicon member Hauler at number 2. Which means we are finally at number 1, and Diaclone Homage / eHobby Project Black Ironhide obviously. This has to be the biggest no-brainer ever, and for some weird reason never materialised when we got both Ironhide and Ratchet in the Masterpiece range back in 2016. The timing feels off now, but I would have loved this repaint. One, for the fact it looks absolutely badass, like most black repaints of things do, and two, because the Ironhide Masterpiece mould is absolutely f***ing glorious. The more of these that I can have, the better in my opinion. The homage is basically down to the original Diaclone Deco the figure that became Ironhide in the Transformers line, and then when the eHobby version Project Black Ironhide was released in 2008, that was a callback to the Diaclone version, but also the fact that he was black in the Bayverse movies too.
I just wanted to show him my cannons.
I still feel like I need this and won't rest until we get this in the Masterpiece range, he says before immediately napping. Well, there you have it, my top 10 most wanted Transformers Masterpiece repaints. Have I missed out any good ones? What does your list look like? Am I completely bonkers or spot on? Comment, like, subscribe, love, hate, punch, kick, grapple, wrestle and so on. See you for the next one, should have Sunstreaker up very soon. I have been Diagnostik80 and you have been redecoed into a completely new Masterpiece figure.